Okay, perfect. So I'm going to let you all introduce yourselves. So we're going to go left to right. But again, I think I told everyone a minute and a half, but try to go as quickly as possible because I know we're running a little bit behind today. So, but just want to thank you for your leadership and just introduce yourself and where you're coming from and what you're bringing to the panel. Thank you. Go ahead.
Left to right? Or
Yeah, you got it.
How you doing? My name is Melvin Vieira, Jr. I'm the past president of the Greater Boston Association of Realtors. I've also been selling real estate for over 38 years in the city of Boston. I've watched Boston go from one level to the next, and I've watched how these three-family homes have become where they were generational homes to now where they've been broken apart and turned to condos because of lack of real estate. Also, I've taught urban land planning, and I'm also part of ULI as well. And there's many other things I can talk about, but I'd rather pass it down to my other esteemed colleagues so they can go ahead and say who they are as well.
Going back to like our lengthy zoning process, I know today we're talking about ADUs, we're talking about triple deckers. A lot of my colleagues, we've highlighted how a lot of zoning, especially when it comes to communities of color, was done to restrictive covenants to prevent black folks from being able to buy homes in certain neighborhoods. And so that there is that sort of like racist history towards zoning. I'm wondering when you are sort of building a coalition around what it looks like to build more and to do more of the work of abundance, how are you doing the work of coalition building across communities of color, where sometimes, one of the things that I see is you can see resistance across all types, right? Like I purchased my home and now I'm a homeowner and therefore I want my street to be a street full of single family homes. How are you sort of using the history of that and coalition building to sort of help make the arguments around why housing abundance or, legalizing triple deckers as of right or ADUs a little bit less so, why that's the right path forward?
You're asking me that?
It's actually open to anyone who wants to answer. Yeah. And I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name at the beginning, so if you can.
Melvin A. Vieira, Jr. We've met, Ruthie, many times. Nice to see you again. It's a pleasure, Council. Just the thing is, when they talk about the zoning reform has actually been passing across the country. And there are many places such as Seattle, Washington, Chattanooga, Tennessee, Boise, Idaho, Minneapolis, New York, Florida, California, and many other places have looked at different zoning reforms in regards to ADU. And I do believe if we would go ahead and take and look at what they're doing and kind of adopt it to us and then explain that to our actual constituents or the people who live there. Because I'll give you an example. I'm born and raised in Dorchester, okay, and then moved to Mattapan, now I live in Hyde Park. Still there. I'm probably the oldest person in this room. Yeah, I am. I'm 61 years old, and I don't look it, but I am. Oh, I'm sorry. Liz, I'm sorry. I want to leave you and I. But my whole point is this. If I've watched the city of Boston change, I've watched the three families. When my grandmother bought a three-family for $12,000 on Michigan Avenue. We still own that property. I'm only saying this for the fact is that I've watched generations grow up in that house. I've also had an opportunity to sell properties to immigrant families who actually took and raised their families with inside those three families, and then those families went out and bought other pieces of property.
Yeah.
So we got to continue to think about that, and how do we continue to grow our economy and grow our city by doing that? Because without an inclusiveness, there'll always be exclusiveness. Mm-hmm.